Hello everyone, welcome back to Music and More Than a Minute. That's what I'm going to be calling these extended segments now, because it's basically music in a minute, but we're doing it in more than a minute, obviously. Music in a couple minutes? I don't know. But today we're covering Sundae Best Album Assorted Flavors, which released on November 12th, 2025, which was almost a year ago now. Well, I guess not almost a year ago, but it's well over half a year. It's been a while since I told them I would. And I'm finally getting to it, so I'm so sorry that it took me so long to get to this. I just have not had time to do the music content, which really sucks. But I also have Matthew and Julian's signatures right here on this. I'm going to try and get the rest of them, hopefully. But this is from their limited record pressing. I got number 41 of 200. Very nice little gold press there, gold etching, whatever you want to call it. As you can see on the cover here, we have the whole band, as well as on the back, we got more of the people included in working on this album with the ice cream truck photo shoot, which I actually saw this ice cream truck, which that was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, this is literally the one from Sundae Best, and that was kind of funny. This album is very down-to-earth, kind of touches on a lot of struggles of day-to-day life, especially when it comes to jobs. Censor alert, censor the J word, jobs, romance life, and kind of just the positivity, or I guess negativity, that the world really likes to cycle around for us today, especially like today's age. But this album really likes to touch on those subjects, mostly on the romance themes, whether it be negative or positive effects of romance on your life. But most of the songs that are on the track list actually are related to those romance themes. Being 7 out of 10 of them on the back here, which are Tunnel Love, Bloop, Gone Away, Foggy Mind, Call You Back, Miss Praline, and Spumoni Blues. And then we got the work themes with Act Your Wage, which I think is a standout on the album, which talks a lot on the topics of working minimum wage and how it's really a struggle in today's work environment to be working at least in California here, it's like $16.50, which is crazy if you're trying to support your family or trying to support a relationship, even, again, with the romance themes. Working at that wage amount and trying to make a lot of life work while still trying to enjoy your life and not be dragged down by all the negativity that is surrounded with us, with Contagious, for example, being the one that it talks on. Don't let anger and frustration and whatnot be contagious to you, because it's very easy to get sucked into this negativity that is spread throughout the world. People always say like, oh, like, is that hard to be nice? And other people will counteract that and be like, oh, well, it's free to be rude, but it's also free to be nice, and it's not much more difficult. You just need to not be a dick. But that's what Contagious is about. Imagine what you would expect from an indie album, and it takes that with some fun twists on it, as I have talked to the band a bit, and they can't really nail down specifically what genre they think they are. I think, best of all, this one falls into kind of like the indie rock overall genre, but they do have other singles and whatnot that I think touch more into other sub-themes of that. My dad pointed out to me that they do kind of sound like the Strokes, which they don't think so, but some of the vocals that we got here, I think, are really good. It really reminds me of doing Casablancas, and that's I'll take it to tunnel love, but it ain't mine. What's just in love? I'll take you to the tunnel of love. But it ain't much. What's just enough?
just enough. I'll take you to the tunnel of love.
So I'm excited to hear more of that. But with that, I also kind of hate to say that on the digital version, like the streaming version of this album, a lot of that emotion that I feel like should be carried into a lot of the songs here kind of gets drowned out, and a lot of them kind of just end up, I mean, they're supposed to blend together, but a lot of them kind of blend a little similar-ish, due to just the, like I said, the digital version kind of drowns out a lot of the emotion that I think is expressed in these songs, where I've seen them live a couple times now, and they showcase a lot more of these emotional themes and kind of performances overall from the whole band during these live performances. And while yes, this is an older recording, I've talked to Matthew back here into orange. These are older recordings of that they were used for the pressing and whatnot, but it really does go to show how much they have improved in confidence and overall just ability as time has passed since they originally were planning on putting this out and whatnot. As the live versions of these songs are really, really great, like Spoon Money Blues and Foggy Mind especially really showcase a lot more of that emotional kind of disdain for the situations that, whether them be real or fictional for the sake of these songs, but they're pretty accurate to situations that do happen. I think they nailed the emotional disdain that you would hold in these situations with the screaming blend with the vocals. It just sounds a lot better in person, in my opinion, compared to the digital version, which is a little unfortunate, but it's just a reason to go see them live, which I'm not against that. I also do really like how they kind of have a lot of fun little moments throughout this album, whether it be plays on words or kind of just more, or puns, I guess it's the same thing, or even when it comes to, again, their live performances, they kind of bounce off each other a lot. I've seen it more kind of develop over a few months when they perform together more and whatnot, and like I said, again, it's probably just that confidence getting to them, but they're starting to gain more of a stage presence rather than just kind of being present playing their music. They'll have banter with each other, they'll bounce off each other when it comes to their body language and performances overall, and it's really fun to watch. But like On the Dock into Tunnel of Love, for example, I think it's a fun interlude with the play on words from On the Dock to going through the Tunnel of Love. And the interlude is a great intro to the album. I just wish it was a little more seamless when getting into the Tunnel of Love, because there's kind of a gap through the middle there. It's only like 10 seconds or so where it's quieter, maybe 5. I might be over-exaggerating a little bit, but upon multiple re-listens to this album, it's just more noticeable to me, because it kind of just feels like it's buffering to load the next song. But I think it's a great interlude intro to the album, as it kind of sets the precedent for what you can expect from the rest, and then as it slowly derails into this more emotional roller coaster, or I guess you could say the assortment of flavors that we have going on in this album, which obviously is probably why the album is named so. Again, the plays on words, the fun stuff, fun little moments that we get with them. Also, very intimate experiences every time. Very intimate performances from the band whenever you get to see them live, because they're usually only playing in smaller venues, which makes the banter between them all a lot more real. Like, not trying to say it's not, but it just feels more real, and it feels like you all are just in the room together sharing the emotions, because it's all, like I said, very realistic things that people have to go through. Like I said, it covers subject to working, a lot of romance themes, which is a very popular thing to cover, as when will it not be? Romance is always going to be a thing that needs to be covered for all points of it. But back on Tunnel of Love, at the end there is a little segment that the more I listen to it, it kind of starts to like bother me a little bit. It's this yo, it's me, but editing the video. Editor's note. I'm talking about how it has like the clicking noise at the end with the drumsticks here. obviously. That's why I censored it here. But hearing them live, it's actually not that bad. So I think this might even be able to be boiled down to like a mixing issue potentially, because it's just super high pitched whenever I listen to it on speakers or anything. Like it's not a problem in headphones or just listening to normally, but whenever I'm in my car, it just feels way too loud. So maybe kind of the cons here could be put up on the mixing or whatever. But I just need to update that. So, at the end, it's only like 10 or 15 seconds or so, but it's just really, really loud whenever I'm listening to it in my car, because obviously I'm in my car, I'm cranking it, because like, what else are you going to do with your speakers in your car except play the music loud? But then it gets to the part with the drumsticks, and it like is pitched so high to me, at least in my car. It might just be a problem with my speakers even, but it just kind of is loud. I don't really know how to express it properly, but it's a little bothersome. The more I listen to it, I find myself starting to get to the point where I just try to skip like those 10 or 15 seconds, whatever it is at the end there, whenever I'm re-listening. Because this has been in my rotation quite a bit, which originally I didn't expect to be, as I haven't really been on indie music like this as big as I usually would be at the time. I've been kind of in like a music funk, which is why it's been so long since my last upload here. And I've been kind of listening to just the same few tracks, whatever, of my favorites, whatnot. But I find myself going back and listening to this album and listening to the whole thing multiple times a day, even just because of how short and sweet it is to take in and kind of just consume, as it's just a fun album to listen to. And like I said as well, getting to see them live is just such a fun experience since they're such a smaller band. And I've never really gotten to have that before, as most of the artists that I listen to are bigger. But my top three is probably Accurate Wage, Bloop, and Miss Praline, as I think it's just a nice, again, I'm using the joke again, but it's a nice little assortment of flavors, of some nice little variety of the tracks that we have here. They have some really fun instrumentals on them, and just overall, I think the whole album has some really fun instrumentals overall. I don't think there's anything I would cut from it. If anything, I would want more, which they're supposed to be dropping an EP soon, which I'm looking forward to that. We have the single Silver Lining, which is out already, and that sounds fantastic as well, so I'm excited to hear more of that sound going forward. I hope they lean more into that with the rest of it. Maybe at more of their shows, they'll preview more of it going forward. But for a debut album, I think it is really solid. I am a little caught between giving it either an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Just because, like I mentioned, there's some stuff that kind of gets drowned out, and some stuff ultimately that I find myself not wanting to go back to and hear again, or I just skip through that part or something of the sort. But overall, it's a really solid album from them and the group, and I can't wait to hear their EP next. If you enjoyed the Returnal to Music in a Minute, or I guess Music in More Than a Minute for the long format, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a like. Comment down below what you thought of the album. What's your favorites? What's your least favorites? I don't really have least favorites on this. I guess the interlude, if you want to give a least favorite, just because it's simply an interlude compared to everything else with vocals and whatnot. But overall, great stuff from them. Great debut album. Can't wait to hear more of them. Make sure to check me out on my other socials as well. On the others, I know this has kind of become the sub channel, but I'm trying to get more into it. I'd like to kind of keep up on it again. I'm not going to make any promises on an upload schedule, because I'm just trying to figure out how I'm squeezing this in to life stuff right now, because I've been really, really busy with stuff, which is why the main channel or other channel, whatever you want to call it, has been really lacking as well. But I'm working on it. I got, like I said over in there, I got fun stuff coming out soon, or in the future, next few months here. I've got some fun stuff that I'm working on getting ready to release and work on, whatnot, anything of that sorts. But until next time, see ya.